Well, just from a basic standpoint, why does healing have to happen?
Well, I actually don't think it has to happen.
Okay.
I think it's a choice. When I think of healing, the word I think of more and more lately is wholeness. I think traditionally, being trained in the Western system, I'm a medical doctor as a psychiatrist. It really, in some ways, comes from a Freudian standpoint and traditional psychotherapy, which is about there's a problem and then we need to fix it. There's a diagnosis and there's a treatment. And I really started realizing, early on in my psychiatry training about 10 years ago that didn't really seem to fit. I was atheist at that time. I hadn't read any of spiritual teachings weren't anything I was into, Krishnamurti, Alan Watts, none of that was on my radar before. Psychedelics weren't on my radar. I hadn't taken any psychedelics 10 years ago. And then I started working more with psychedelics, learning about Stan Grof was really probably the first major person, and then learning about the work of Krishnamurti and then Gabor Mate. And then, seeing the human journey, more of one of like transformation and evolution and growth, and not seeing it as something wrong we have to fix, but just sort of further, like I said, transformation, evolution, just change and less about there being this problem we need to fix, and instead it just being change. And one thing that I think is very, very important, I think that it's a wonderful part of the human experience, is free will. So I think that all these things, many things are available to us, but we choose them.